Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of season 6 of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and joining me on this is my co host and sister, Vetta.
Hello, guys.
And on this episode, we have a special guest. It is our wonderful friend Vex Electronica. Vex, how you doing? Sorry, I mumbled that there.
You're
Mhm.
good. Don't even worry. Thank you for having me. I'm good. I'm good. How are you
Good.
guys?
Good. No, thank you for showing up. Our guest
Yeah,
situation sucks.
without forgetting this time.
It's totally cool. So for this month, we're doing precognition slash psychic powers for our movie theme. And for this episode, we have chosen The Gift. And so we're going to talk about that movie. But before we get started on this episode, you guys, I'm going to ask the most important question, and that is, what are you drinking? So Vex, we're going to go with you because you're the guest. What are you drinking?
Vodka.
All right, Beto, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking wine because I was cooking with it
Oh, my
and went,
favorite.
why let it go to waste? Because you know that
Yeah.
saying, if you won't drink it, you shouldn't cook with it. So
Right on. Yeah. Yeah, you know it. You know. All right. So my because we told ourselves we were going to start trying to do more
themed drink.
themed drinks. Yes, thank you. So I pulled out some tarot cards and I picked one, and it's the Ace of Cups. And there are drinks for, I guess, all of them. So I have the Ace of Cups, and this has gin in it, which I normally like gin, but only in like a martini. So, but it's fine. Or I can drink it by itself. But then it also has pineapple juice, and then it's got, it asked for Goya Foods cream of coconut squeeze, which I was like, I don't know what that is, and I'm not gonna go look for it. So I just put some coconut rum in there, and then
Ooh,
a little bit
sounds
of
the same to me.
yeah, and then a splash of lemon juice, and it says to ferment, but I was like, oh, the little leaves, and I was like, ah, fuck that noise. And I was like, I don't need a garnish on my alcoholic beverage. So that is what I'm drinking. It's actually delicious, and yeah. All right, so guys, let's get talking about this movie because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't like this movie, but I also loved this movie. If you get what I'm saying.
I have so many questions
Oh my
and
gosh, what's your
I
first
am so
question?
perplexed. Like, I'm like you. There were some things that I absolutely loved, but overall did not like this movie.
Yeah, I was just like I said, I just okay. Vex, what did you think about this movie overall? What did
I'm
you think?
actually, yeah, I'm middle of the road as well, kind of with you. Like there are things that I liked about it. You can tell that it's a Sam Raimi film because there's so many shots that are just like, oh, that's something Sam Raimi would do. Um, and I guess I liked the general premise. I just like somewhere around the halfway point, it became a little muddied in what it was trying to do, it felt, and then it kind of loses itself.
The thing that I absolutely loved in this movie, and that is Keanu Reeves.
I too, though, did quite like Keanu Reeves with the
Oh my
Southern
God.
accent and everything.
I just loved every 5 minutes he was yelling at, "You're a witch," and everything. Oh my God. I was so happy every time. She's a witch, which I want to talk about later on, but I love how he snuck into her house just to write "You're a witch" with her little tarot cards. I was just like every time he showed up, I was like, why am I so happy right now? He is a psychopath. And I love that Hilary Swank was his wife with her mullet. It just made me so happy. Like I was like, this is my jam right now. It's so good. It's so good. Betta, what about you?
I I'm the same. I loved Keanu Reeves in this,
So good.
and every time she's like, "I don't understand why all these women will sleep with him." I'm like, seriously, you don't see it,
Oh, I'd fuck him. Yeah, he's
right?
hot. Yeah, he's hot.
He
Even when,
looked good in this movie too,
yeah,
Right?
with the hair and everything.
yeah,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, call
and he
me a
adds a little
witch.
bit of an accent to it, and he's
Yeah,
an asshole, and everybody wants to have a fling with an asshole.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's just like the whole time. I'm just like, yeah. He made me so happy in this movie, especially during the trial, which I also want to talk about because that trial was fucking nuts. Okay,
Hmm.
okay, I love that. I love that the trial, like, only it just started off only because this woman saw a dead body in her tree floating or whatever, which I want to talk about that because that was fun. But I love how the trial was just based on this one crazy person's vision because she found a body in a fucking pond on his property. I'm all like, I don't understand. Like, this is enough to convict somebody of murder. I was like, that's insane to me. I was like, it was so good though. Go ahead.
And why did the police never look into her?
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just like straight up, like it was found on Keanu Reeves' property, so he's guilty. Send him to jail.
There was no evidence whatsoever to even bring any sort of like allegations against him. Just aside from he's a wife beater. That was the only thing that was maybe suspect.
And he made that comment when he drove up on the property about he got the scratches from a cat.
Oh, right on. Yeah. But
How much did you love his attorney? Loved
his attorney.
Michael Jeter, is that his name?
Yes.
Okay.
I love him. I love his little skinny neck and his like little weird head shape. It's so good. It's like a turnip, on a straw. It's so good. I love it. With his little glasses, I just love him. He's great. I don't know if he's still alive, but if he is, I'd hire him. He's fun. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I'm dominating, but there's things that I was just like, okay. So I love that the big whore in this town is Katie Holmes because she's so like next door sweetheart looking and everything, and she's just a big old whore. And I was just I was like, get yours, girl. But my problem is, besides Keanu Reeves, she's fucking a lot of ugly dudes. I'm all like, there's no hot dudes besides Keanu Reeves in this town, and he's just beating his wife and everything. Which, by the way,
I don't want to be judgy. About all the movies you're going to take your top off in, this is the one.
I was happy about it.
I mean, she's got a great set of knockers
titties,
and everything.
Yeah, they're great.
But I was also kind of confused about that too. Like, she's clearly the town bicycle, even though she comes from an affluent family and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she's engaged to a good guy somehow. But like, I just don't understand, like, why is she going around and sleeping with all these people? Because like, normally when you have that kind of character in a film, like there's some reason why they're kind of doing it, like some sort of self-hatred or to get back at people, or they're sad or something like that. But she's just kind of like, she's pretty, she's wealthy, she comes from a good family. She has no type really.
Family was that good though. Did you not see the kiss between her and her dad at the country club?
I mean, yeah,
that's a little creepy.
But he had a heart attack like right away. He was all like, "Oh, damn, she died. Bam, I'm dead." And I'm all like, "Man," I was like, "The drama in this is amazing. I'm so happy right now."
She was sleeping with everybody but her fiance.
Yeah. I wouldn't have fucked him either. He was totally beta. Like the whole time I'm just all like, he's no, except for when he killed her, he turned into a real alpha then. But I'm all like, so I just love that she was like, because I always think of Katie Holmes like this like wholesome, like whatever. And then all of a sudden she's just like fucking everybody in sight. I'm all like, Katie, like you are a lady. Stop that right now. What are you doing? And then I had one other thing that I wanted to say, but I did not write it down. But if I think of it, I'll come to it. So
I was reading trivia on this because like Katie Holmes hasn't done nudity in any other movie since this, right? Yeah, this is the only time she's done nudity. So I'm just like, why of all movies would she choose to be naked? Because like even when she gets naked, like it doesn't feel like there's any point to it or anything. She's like, in an interview, she said, "Oh, I just thought that it would bring more realism and depth to my character." I'm like,
I agree.
Literally, it seems so.
I agree.
Dumb.
Pop a big fat nip. It makes me happy.
Was this movie done at a career low where she needed?
She was at a high technically, because this would have been right before Dawson's Creek ended, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and then, like a 2005, somewhere in there.
Yeah, because then after Dawson's Creek ended, then she was doing like a lot of like she did, was it The President's Daughter? I think it was. And then she was in Batman Begins as well. There's a couple others in there, and then she got together with Tom Cruise in like 2004, 2005, and then her career kind of died.
Have the baby.
But she was at the height of her career when this happened. So I just can't imagine. It's not like the role was bad because it was nice to see her in not like a good girl role,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like this is the weirdest role to get naked for. Like what?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm happy that it did though. I was like,
I'm
oh
She's
sure
great.
yeah,
there are
Great
plenty
body.
of people. She had nice perky boobs. She hadn't breastfed at that point. That was actually probably the best time in her life to do it. It
Right.
just didn't really make sense for even the scene. Like,
right
Because
on.
he asks her to because he confronts her at the pond or whatever, which I don't know why she's at that guy's pond because it's on private property, first of all. And that he's just like, take off your clothes, which is okay, they're gonna bone, is that it? And then it just becomes them fighting while she's just got like her button up on and these teeny like bikini panties on. And I'm just like, why did he ask her to take her clothes off if he was just going to argue with her? Like,
right.
well, and that was the other thing too. She had on like white cotton panty, like laundry day underwear.
You're giving me blood flow right now.
I just hope you're gonna get nude. Put on some cute undies. You know?
Right. If you're sleeping around, I imagine you're wearing something a little bit nicer under there to get every joke. Again, I can't get over the fact that she has no type whatsoever. It's just anyone with a dick she'll get with.
Yeah.
Anywhere too. Bars, parking lots, bathrooms.
Yeah.
Really, public bathrooms. That wasn't even a private bathroom.
Yeah. In the country club. Yeah. It was just, she was like, I'm down to fuck. Is there a bathroom nearby? Let's go get him.
Oh, she was very unhappy with all the foreplay in that bathroom scene too. She was like, "Can you just get on with the show?
Just stick it in. Come on,
right.
Let's do this."
Exactly.
Right on. Okay. So, real quick, I just want to say Hilary Swank, because I mentioned her earlier. When she showed up, I was like, "Is that the Karate Kid lady?" I was like, "I'm loving this. I love it so much." Because I love how she's like, "My husband beats me. Do you see anything in your card? Should I leave him?" And then she's at the trial. She's like, "Yeah, she said he would kill him. She would kill him. Yeah, she said he would kill."
Backstabbed her. Oh
yeah,
my!
so
After this dude threatened the psychic and everything, she still went and did that, which
spilled her paint. I was like, that paint probably cost her like 15 donations, which by the way, I love that during the trial when she's all like, he's like, "How do you get paid?" And she's like, I don't get paid. I take donations or gifts. I was like, that's the same as a prostitute, honey. Like that's what a prostitute would say on the stand. I take donations. Wink.
I'm just curious.
No comment. Anyways, I have never been to a prostitute. I just want to put that out there if the government is listening. Okay. Now, I want to talk about Vetta. You said you had questions about this movie. What was one of your questions that you had about this movie?
So I have questions about the tarot cards. They do not look like tarot cards. They look like something from a board game. I tried Googling them, and the closest I could find were like training cards, but they didn't look like that either. Do you know what cards these are?
I know what cards these are. I know exactly what they are. They are from Ghostbusters. Though you can't see it right now. I'm putting on the screen. They are the cards from Remember Ghostbusters when he's holding up the cards and he's all like the psychic cards. He's holding on. I'm Vex. I'm gonna
for his research.
Okay. They reminded me of those element stones from The Fifth Element.
I told Matt that like the other day. I was like, those cards mess me up. And I said, they remind me of the end of Fifth Element when they're having to blow and sweat on the pillars. And he goes, stop talking. Save it for the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. I just sent it to both of you. The picture that I texted to you and Vex, I DM'd it to you.
Yeah, no, the minute you said that, I thought of Peter Venkman doing his little research, and you are correct.
When he holds up, they are. And I found out that you can buy them on Etsy. Super fun, you know.
I just don't understand how they're tarot cards.
I don't get it.
How do they work?
Yeah, because I was like, if you look at I have tarot cards here. So here are some tarot cards, and they're like these fun little pictures of like this one's the 10 of the tower, and I'm all like, I don't know, how would you get that from 3 wavy lines? I'm like, how was she? Plus, her readings were bullshit. I just want to say like that, like I sense that your husband is a bad person, bitch. I could tell he's a bad person, and he's like dragging his wife through your house.
Busted lip and a black eye.
Right, I was gonna say. her face is like every color of the rainbow when she
Right.
goes for the reading. Like the other thing too, like when she's reading the cards, because like you like tarot card, like you said, they have the images, right? So it's like each image has like a specific meaning, and when you get a specific set of images come together, then that's where you get the unique reading. But she like the camera does this several times where it shows you all the cards laid out, and it's like it'll be 9 cards, and like 7 of them are circles, and then she gets a different message from each of them. Like I'm really, because Sam Raimi is usually really good for like attention to detail kind of things. So like it perplexes me a little bit that like he couldn't just buy a set of tarot cards. Like, is there a copyright, like a manufacturing claim on tarot cards?
So I don't
No,
think
because
so.
I've seen him in other movies where they use real tarot cards.
Right.
And you don't even and you could make your own weird fake tarot cards. They're a movie studio. It's not like you can't just make hey, prop department, make me some tarot cards. Like that's all you got to do, and don't make them look like other people's tarot cards. Just put stick figures or whatever. I don't know. It was, but I loved. As soon as I saw them, I was like, those look familiar. And I was like, what are those? And I was like, Ghostbusters. Those are. Sorry, I'm crying.
You're good. You're good.
I was like, they're from Ghostbusters. So
but you are correct. The minute you said that, I thought the scene came to my mind, and I was like, he's 100% correct. Because the first time I watched this movie was literally like a week before you suggested it, and in my mind I went, was this like a poor person's memory? Like, and she just stole her kid's memory game?
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be so good. That'd be so good if she stole the little cards from Guess Who, and she's all like, she's like, I see a man in your future. He's bald with a mustache and blue eyes, and you're like, whoa, how'd you get that and everything? That'd be so good if she did that shit. Okay, so all right. So I also, can we talk about Buddy now? Because I loved Buddy also. Buddy was my second favorite besides Keanu Reeves, because Buddy was batshit crazy, but I also felt sorry for Buddy.
I don't understand what was okay. So when Buddy is first introduced, like you just think like, oh, okay, he's small time guy. He's kind of a little bit wacky, you can tell, but he's like
retarded.
Right, but he's like he's good at heart. He offers to like fix her door free of charge. He drives her home, like he's very nice to her.
You see her car later in the show, he never fixes it.
Right. So like and then there's this whole like subplot where like he's constantly like, I have these bad thoughts, like, can you talk to me? Like, and then she's like, my father used to, do that to me, and look at the blue diamond, and then you find out his dad was actually, SAing him as a child, which is a whole subplot which I feel like they could have explored a little bit more, like, because this movie leans really into the character focus, and that was a character that was worth focusing on a little bit more, because he had the most like dark and interesting backstory, which would have lent better into this whole other like witch thing that the townsfolk keep calling her, and the whole Satan thing and all that stuff.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I was just, and then they just kind of get him out of the movie for like the last act, and it turns out he was committed to like a hospital or whatever, and then he killed himself there, and his ghost could save her, which is also a thing that's never really established in her powers. Like, I don't understand how she's able. Okay, I could understand maybe the seeing ghost part because she has a conversation with her mom, but now the ghost can like physically manifest and save her, which is something like even her premonitions didn't do when she was on her own. So
she's just a jack of all trades when it comes to the psychic world.
I guess so. It really just feels like Billy Bob Thornton co-wrote the script, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's based off of his mother's alleged psychic abilities when he was a child.
It's so
good. But
God, I wish my mother told us she had psychic powers.
Oh
God,
my God, that would make me so happy.
I can see a future now. It's very hazy.
With Uno cards out there.
Oh my God, that would be the best. Oh, we have to do that with her now. But yeah, no, you're so right. But you're so right. I just love how Billy, like, you could see like he just kept getting more fucked up, like physically throughout the eye. I kept looking at his eyes. I was like, oh honey, the circles around your eyes. We just put some cucumber on that or something. Because I was like, you are just looking not so good. Although I love how, okay, first off, I love how Keanu Reeves shows up in that truck to threaten a child because I was like, hey, what are you fucking with this kid for? He didn't do anything. And like the
Right.
kid's like, what, like 5? And I'm like, you need to back the fuck up. And then like Buddy shows up and he's like putting the gun to his head, like, shoot me in my face. I'm like, yeah, do it. It'll be good for this movie. I'm like, it'll be crazy, but it'll be good. And then like, yeah, yeah, it was so good. And then I love how he's like the blue-eyed diamond or whatever he says, or the blue-eyed pyramid or whatever it was. And then I love how they showed the tattoo, and I'm just like, did he blow his dad?
Yes,
I was like,
that's what they
yeah.
were. That's
I
what
was
he
like,
stared at.
I was
But
like,
can
well,
I say,
yeah, go ahead.
why was he going and seeing a psychic to cure his problems and dealing with this
love that.
rather than a therapist?
And every time
Well,
he's
like-
just like, go ahead, Bex.
Oh no, I was gonna say like the way that I kind of piece it together is because like he is kind of slow, like you can tell he's kind of retarded. So I guess like he couldn't, because like even when he approaches her like outside the courtroom after the first day of trial, and he's like, I'm like touching myself while thinking about my daddy. Like, why am I doing that? And she's like, buddy, why are you doing that? You need to get some actual help. So I think like he couldn't piece together what was going through his mind. Like he was too simple-minded for that. So, and because like it's like this is like podunk kind of very rural southern town, like this was the closest thing he could think of that was like she's a safe a safe person. I can go to her, I can trust her, she's nice. So that's how I kind of, because he wasn't very wealthy either. He lived in a fucking trailer with his parents, like we noticed later on. So he probably couldn't afford the help, but that's how I pieced it together. Like I feel like that part of that character and even that relationship was like the best, like I guess the most logically like paced out and written part of this entire movie.
Yeah, when he came to her after the court and he's like, well, first off, when he was all like, and you tell me if this is wrong, when he was all like, I touch myself while I think of my daddy, I was like, is your dad hot? Because if he is, I get it. But and then the second one, when he's like, just tell me I'm gonna be okay. And she's like, but I can't deal with this right now. I'm like, just tell him he's gonna be okay, honey. I'm like, he obviously needs you to say these words. It's just say these words so he can live for the next day, so he doesn't set his dad on fire tonight. I'm all like,
which,
and I
like they even like intentionally show you a scene like alluding to that, where it's like he starts crying in the truck when he drives her home, and he's like, I just need to know, and she's like, she says like, yeah, you'll be fine. He's like, yeah, I was gonna kill myself tonight. I'm like, why would you not tell him he's okay now when you know just like a few days ago he was ready to kill himself?
I'm so sorry you're stressed out about the trial where you're getting called a witch and everything. But listen, Bruja, get your ass in that truck and tell him he's going to be okay. Come on, honey, get it together. Like you tell these women that come to your house how they're going to hit the jackpot any day now, but you can't tell this asshole that he's going to be fine.
Real quick.
Yeah, which I loved. Okay, I love the scene where he sets his dad on fire, because I don't know about you guys, but the whole time I was like, set him on fire, do it now, and everything. And he's just like holding on. She's like, Billy, no. I'm like, no, Billy, yes. I was like, I need to see somebody burn in this movie and everything. And it kind of happened, but I was like, it wasn't as good, when they're all aflame, they're like, and everything. I was like, oh, that's what I wanted to see, but it
didn't make sense. That's all. I kept wondering, like, what was the point? Like well, hold on. The point of the scene is so conveniently Buddy's ghost could come and save her at the end of the film. But even like just within because this entire movie we're focusing on what's her face and how she's trying to deal with raising 3 kids as a widow now. She's struggling financially. This crazy dude's threatening to kill her because his wife keeps coming to her and all this stuff. And the cops think she's fucking nuts as well, because she could, see the like premonitions and all this stuff. But for some reason, they drift away from like that being 90% of the movie to show us this one scene where Buddy was supposedly molested by his dad. These are characters that I don't care about too. Like we're never introduced to his mother beforehand, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, this dude has a mother. He's living with his parents.
And his mom just knows to call his psychic.
Right.
Yeah, right, right.
Of all people.
Yeah,
like,
of all people.
What? Sorry, one second.
Yeah, no, I love, and that's so funny that you say that, because it's like my son tied his daddy to a chair in the backyard or in the side yard. let's call this crazy woman.
Let's call it psychic.
Yeah, let's call this snake oil saleswoman. And I'm just like, and you're right. And I love that her, like, well, I didn't love it, but her husband dies, right? But she got a premonition that he was gonna die or whatever. And I'm like, why don't you just tell him to stay home that day? I mean, like, yeah, it would have sucked because he would have lost the pay, but life and everything. I'm just like,
well,
yeah,
maybe with her premonitions, she doesn't know exactly what day it's gonna happen.
That's true. Because we got several scenes where it was like that, where she saw things, but she can't. There was one scene, or actually there was like an instance that kind of threw me off, because again, this is just kind of like lazy writing or just convenient for the sake of the ending happening. So like when they find Jessica's body at what's his face's pond, right? So like the police, the investigators are there, and then she's there with the fiance and Hilary Swank, right?
Yeah, Hilary Swank.
So
I don't remember
all,
her name.
yeah, I guess Greg Kinnear, Hilary Swank, Cate Blanchett are all there, right? And they're on this one wooden dock that's overlooking the pond. So, and then at the very last scene of the movie, then it's Greg Kinnear and Cate Blanchett on that same dock. And then Greg Kinnear is like, I figured if you got close enough, like you would see what truly happened, like that it was. And I'm just like, wait, you were standing next to him for more than 2 hours, because they say that they were drudging the water for 2 hours. You were standing next to him on this platform for more than 2 hours. You didn't have a premonition then, but on cue, when he takes you there on this dark, stormy night, all of a sudden now you can see clearly from start to finish how Jessica died. Like I was
especially when throughout the whole thing she says that's not how it works. It doesn't work on cue.
You're right.
Exactly. Like or she doesn't get like full stories or anything. So just like it was so like I was just really frustrated with that ending because it didn't make any sense. And like he kept trying to push her to like see it as well. Like she was in his house. She was about to bone him at one point too. And she still didn't get the premonition. She's like, oh, you remind me of my husband. She's telling that. I'm just like, a dude that strangled a chick like half naked reminds you of your husband? What?
Right. Yeah, no, it was so good. And I love how like, okay, so like I love how the teacher guy is the murderer, because like I'm all like, you guys, isn't the first suspect always the husband? And I'm like,
boyfriend.
And I'm like, and you guys didn't even kind of look into, and that's what gets me about the trial, because I just love how the trial was just complete nonsense the whole time. I'm just like, I feel like this movie was ahead of its time, because I feel like trials these days are a little nonsensical. But the whole time I'm just like, are we really gonna convict John Wick right now because of the witch? Like I'm so confused. Right. And it's not like her testimony was not compelling. Like I saw a body hanging from my tree. I've been like, if I was a juror member, I'd be like, I think we need to like not count her testimony. This is not legit, you guys. I'm sorry. Like
I can't vote to convict with this.
Exactly. I have reasonable doubt. I mean, I don't know how it is in Canada, but I have reasonable doubt. I think this guy might be, I mean, he's a douche for sure. But
right.
He's a hot douche. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that sounds right. But anyways.
Can we talk about the pond too?
Yeah,
in real life, when are they going to let the family stand there and watch them dredge the pond?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and the watch, and they were using that thing with like 3 giant hooks.
Yeah. Yeah, and she just comes out of the river all like perfectly, like just all like and everything. I was
with
like,
with a titty hanging out,
with a nice titty.
Get the hooks out of my baby.
Yeah, right. And I was like, I don't think this is how it works, but I guess I appreciate it. But yeah,
it was
small town, maybe. There you go.
They gotta go with what they can afford.
I mean, I guess so. But I just, I loved every minute of it. It was so good. Like that. Yeah, that's the thing about this movie. Like I said, I didn't like it, but like the whole time I'm like, I think I like it, but because I was like, was like, there's just so much going on. And I have to tell you right now, I don't know any like tarot card readers or psychics or anything, but if I did, I'd go to them just for this. I'd be like, all right, tell me what's gonna happen. This is gonna be fun. I'm so excited.
So I have to tell you about this because to my mind, till this day, it still boggles me. So right after you picked this movie, I went to Milwaukee and we were driving out of this parking lot, and straight across the street from me is the store, and it says women's apparel, accessories, and home decor. And then it's got the neon open window. And then right behind the neon open window, it says psychic spiritual life coach. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time for you today, but I am coming back.
Oh, you should have made time. Oh, I'm jealous because now I wish there was something like where I live, because I'd be there in a heartbeat just to see the nonsensical stuff. Because I don't know about you guys, I don't believe in that nonsense, but I would just be like you're gonna get pregnant. I'd be like, what? No way! I'm so excited. Like, so yeah, no, I just loved it. And like I just think my favorite parts were just like all the trial. Like I was so happy during the trial. Like I was just like, the whole time I was just like, I think I would just be like laughing so hard if I was a juror. I'd be like, this is ridiculous. Why are we here right now? I have things to do right now. I was like, but I guess I get
jury duty pay is not good.
So. I've been on jury. Have you guys ever been on jury duty? I've been on jury. It fucking sucks.
I got denied being on it. I was one of those ones where they said, no. I answered a question, you know how they take in and they ask you questions. I went, where the guy goes, hey, we're gonna excuse you.
Oh, I wish there was a point where I could, because it was a black guy that was the defendant or whatnot, and I had an opportunity, because he was like, does the race of the person, if it matters to you, we've no questions asked, just go ahead and leave. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember. And I like, that was my moment to just stand up and be like, I'm gonna go now. But no, my dumb self, I stayed there for 2 days because I got picked for a juror, and the whole time I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I should have lied. I should have just been like, you know what, Honor, anything before 10 o'clock in the morning, everyone's guilty. So I should just be let go and everything.
Well, my husband got called for jury duty, and he made it to like really, really close. Like it was down to him and like 15 other people or something like that. It was under 20. Mm-hmm. And then they asked him if he was ever around teenagers. And he was like, well, I have 4 teenagers. And they were like, are any of them females? And he goes, 3 of them. And they started asking questions and stuff. So we're convinced that it was an adult having sex with a minor because of the type of questions, and then because of the way he answered, he was excused. Because,
yeah. And then that first time that first time that I was a juror, right? Like 2 weeks later, I was summoned again. I was so annoyed. It was ridiculous. I was so
like, I'm walking out the minute they say, "Are you racist?" I'm out.
Yeah, it was because the county it was in, one was in Grand Rapids County, and then the other one was in the like county that I live, which was just like a mile outside of Grand Rapids County. So I got called to that one. I was just like, I'm going to try my hardest to get out of this one. But that one I didn't get picked for because they picked the 12 people and then like the rest of you can go. I was like, good, because I got shit to do today. I was like, I am not interested in this shit.
Oldest is going, she got called to federal jury duty.
None of this
so
sounds
she's
like
got to go over to the Capitol and sit, for up to 3 days while they're selecting the jury. But yeah, it's a federal.
Yeah, jury duty is not fun, and jurors, like some jurors, like when you get in there, some of them like just like take it upon themselves to just like be like, practically they're like a fucking lawyer, and they're like, okay, calm down, Jim, all right. Like nobody's looking for you to be, ace detective or anything like that.
He just wants to be the lead juror.
Oh, it was, it was ridiculous. And then you say one thing and people argue with you, and you're like, argue with you, okay? I already said he's guilty, okay, fucker, leave me alone. Like, that is my stamp. I'm not changing my mind. Send him to jail. I saw the video. He's guilty. So yeah, no, but this trial, the whole time I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I pray to the Jesus that I get into a trial like this where you just get the defendant calling a woman a witch the whole time. and being dragged out. And I hope
Which
it's
is a clown show, basically,
yeah.
where there shouldn't even be a trial because there's
That's
no
why he was
evidence.
convicted.
There's
There was
yeah,
no evidence.
There's no
Like
like
he kept calling her a witch.
yeah, and he got into a fight with the victim, and I'm all like, that's fine. I'm all like, so what? I'm like, it doesn't mean murder. I just the whole time I'm like, I have reasonable doubt, and I'm watching this movie, so I mean, you know, like I'm pretty sure we'll find out who. All right, here's my question for you. Did any of you think right off the bat that it was the husband? Like, did you guess who it
Always
was?
the husband or boyfriend. So yes.
What about you, Vex? Did you guess? Yeah.
It was gonna be either the husband or Hilary Swank. Those were my two guesses. Because like
See,
she says really early on, I think my husband has a woman on the side. So I was like, oh,
right on. Yeah, no,
oh.
I'm really bad at these guessing games when it comes to murders and everything. And but I was even like, it's the husband guy. It's him. I even me, I was all like, it's him. It's him right there. I can see him. But I was like, it's always the weirdos that are the murderer. Um, so do any of you have anything else you want to say about this movie?
I do want to just going on the trial. I want to point out as well. So like he goes on the stand, right? And like Keanu Reeves' lawyer starts like questioning and poking holes in her whole like psychic ability thing. And like it goes on for quite a few minutes, like this scene. And then her own lawyer just does jack fucking shit to defend his client. I'm just what kind of lawyer is this? But like even after that, like all the juries still find Keanu Reeves guilty. Like I just they're
Yes.
like I like this movie had like some like I like that it had like a bit of the southern charm. It was simple. It understood like who its characters were for the most part, but it just like it felt like Billy Bob Thornton like oh, you know what? This was written at the time where he was banging Angelina Jolie and things were really crazy between them. So maybe that explains why there's so many like stupid inconsistencies. So he was getting his blood siphoned out for more vile necklaces and shit
right.
like that.
Yeah, and the
Vile
matching
necklace.
tattoos and
right on.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah, because it makes
Right.
yeah, because you know now that you bring that up, I'm all like, I bet you Keanu Reeves, I bet you he's sued after this trial, and he's like an asshole with a lot of money now because he
Yeah.
sued the town, and
Right.
he's like, you
And he's still
convicted me
married
from
to
a
Hillary, and
witch.
he's still sleeping around, and
And she has
Hillary's
that
okay with it because she's going to the spa.
exactly, and she's got that great denim jacket. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like that denim jacket is fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. That '90s look is my jam. That denim
I like the
jacket,
90s look.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. I was like, I dig Hillary, except for the mullet. I don't dig that, but the rest
No.
of the look, I was like, I'm digging this 100%. I love it so much.
I also didn't understand like why Hilary Swank goes back to her like after the trial for a reading. And
Right,
she's like,
it's
I'm having some bad thoughts. And I'm like, shit, why do people keep confusing her as a therapist instead of a psychic reader? Like I'm just
I think Hillary
I'd
Swank
li-
sees her as like her only friend because I get the idea that she doesn't have any friends.
Well, with that mullet, I wouldn't be your
That's
friend. I wouldn't be a friend with a mullet. I wouldn't be friends with anybody with a mullet. I'd be like, you make bad decisions. I can't be around you. I'm trying to fix my life. I'm a, you know, but yeah, no, you bring up a great point. She keeps going back to her about like, I'm like, and Cate Cate Blanchett, she's all like talking to her. I'm like, why are you talking to this bitch? She turned you in to her husband and her husband's lawyer. I'm like, she doesn't like you. She's just
and
likes your
she was
fake
all
advice.
like her husband also dragged Hilary Swank
right.
out of her fucking
right.
house in front of her
right.
kids.
Yeah, which I'm all
And
like,
While
threatened
they
to
were
kill
painting her
her.
house like that weird cranberry red.
yeah, that was weird. I thought the same thing. I was like, that's an ugly color. I was like, you deserve to fall in that because that's gross. I wouldn't use that. But yeah, no, that's so funny that she's like, hey, I'm sorry that I told my husband about what she said, but I need a reading. I'd be like,
Right.
did you bring a donation, bitch? It better be a pretty big fucking donation today because I'm feeling I feel like you're feeling generous. I'm reading you're feeling generous in the cards. Yeah,
Oh.
I see 3 wavy lines in a row. I need donations.
There was also like so like the dude that Jessica fucks in the bathroom at the country club, right? He ends
He's
up
the
being like
attorney,
the other lawyer.
the prosecutor.
so like yeah, and like he doesn't want to reopen the case for some reason, which also I was like, why wouldn't you want to have a positive, like if someone's telling you got the wrong guy or evidence, like why wouldn't you? Because I thought for a moment like maybe it was going to throw a curveball and maybe the prosecutor killed her because they were boning and maybe she got pregnant or some shit and was going to threaten him. So that would make more sense as well than
Yeah, I feel like that would have been a better movie.
way better movie. I'm just like, I'm so lost at what was going. Why did Sam Raimi choose to do this? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, for the
Maybe
life
he
of me, I
was
can't get it.
because Marvel wasn't calling at the time, so he
Oh,
needed.
so I did read that. So they filmed this movie in 8 weeks, and then
Oh, right.
right
Can't
before they
tell.
started post-production, right before they started post-production, he got contracted for the Spider-Man movies. So like
Oh.
they had to put off the post-production so he could work on both films. So this was like right around that time, but I'm just still like really confused why he would bother taking this on, because this is not the kind of like, yeah, he's done like kind of corny movies, but like they're good movies. Like
Mhm.
they don't make you like, you don't find as many stupid fallacies as you do in this one, you know? So I'm just,
Maybe this is going to be his like Oscar drama type movie.
Maybe, but that would be
maybe.
so great if he thought he was going to win an Oscar for this. I'd be like, Sam, honey, we need to chat. This is not an Oscar
And maybe it
moment.
was after he signed on to it. Maybe when he read it, he was
Yeah.
like drinking or doing some mushrooms. Maybe he just
Like,
started
like,
microdosing something.
like he's
Get it? Thought it
right,
was
like he's
amazing.
yeah, he's
Signed
just
up
sitting there
for
with
it.
a scotch, and he's like, "You guys, I think Billy Bob gets it. He gets it, and everything." And he's just like,
And
"I'm
then he
gonna."
did post production going, I remember this movie. What
Right, yeah,
happened?
yeah. He's just like, oh my God. I really do wish we could chit chat with him while he's just like reading over it, and he's like, yeah, the floating body in the tree. Okay, yeah. And then he's like,
You're going.
and then during filming, he's like, hey, Katie, can you show your tits? And she's like, yeah, to bring more to my character. It's great and everything. Like, all right, great. Yeah, God, I would love to see all this stuff because I'm just like, this is so good. Yeah. I
There
I
was a
I have to
oh
admit,
sorry,
I've
go ahead.
changed my mind. I like this movie now. So like I
There
think
was
I
a
think I love it. I think I love this
there
movie.
was a little cameo appearance in this film as well. So like there was a dream that Cate Blanchett has like pretty early on, like after they know that Jessica is missing,
Mhm.
about like
With the
uh,
guitar player.
yeah, with the fiddle player, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that fiddle player is Danny Elfman,
Oh, nice.
which I
Oh,
thought
right
was because
on.
like Danny Elfman usually does the music for Sam Raimi films, but they got a different composer for this one. So like Danny Elfman is just like the little fiddle player in the bayou, which
Danny
I thought
Elfman
again,
scares me.
why?
Have you seen his look? He's scary. He's got the red hair and he's like the gaunt face. I'm all like, I don't like
His
you.
name suits his look.
I
That's
mean, I guess so.
Definitely.
I'm just saying he like I don't know. Every time I see a picture of him, I'm just like, oh, I was like, I'm scared. Like with his,
fair.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's fun. Danny Elfman's not gonna hear this, so I don't fucking care. Fuck you, Danny Elfman. Okay, for suck a dick. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to clip that, turn it into a short, and tag him in it first.
That'd so good. Oh goodness. So yeah, no, I just love this movie. Can I say one more thing about her tarot card reading thing? I loved how when Hilary Swank showed up, when she gets pulled out of the house, I love how she's in the middle of a tarot card reading and then she's got people waiting. I was like, oh, she's popular. I was like, this is so good. And I just want to say, besides the town crazy buddy, all women. What does that say? Ladies, I don't know about you. I don't believe in this nonsense. I don't okay, I want to tell you a small story. It's going to be when I say that it's going to be a long story, but okay. So me and my wife, okay, so I had read something about how like women it was talking about not astrology. What's that where you believe in like signs and shit like you're an Aries or whatever? What's that called? Not astrology, but
Yeah, astrology.
Yeah,
okay, astrology.
like
Okay.
your horoscopes
So
and things.
yeah. So I was reading about how mostly women believe in that nonsense. And I was talking to my wife and everything, and and I was just laying out how it was ridiculous. Like you just think, oh, you love the nature because you're a Sagittarius, and I'm like, I'm a Sagittarius. I fucking hate nature and everything. So I'm all like, and she's and Trisha, she goes, can't can't women just have hobbies, Matthew? And I'm like, absolutely, you can have hobbies like cooking and cleaning and shit. I don't care. That's fine. And then of course she punched me. That's fine. But it's like whatever. But yeah, I don't understand that thought process. Like I'm all like, we're
I don't
believing
believe in them either.
cards now because they land in a certain pile. What? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's so, and you paid money for this nonsense. I'm all like, I just can't imagine paying. Although now that I've seen this movie, I'm not gonna lie, I want to do it just so I can see the nonsense. So
I don't believe in this stuff, but I will tell you one thing. I like reading horoscopes just so I can say how horrible they are because
Me too.
I'm a Capricorn and I swear every single one I pick up talks about some amazing thing in my career. And I'm like, am I having another baby? Because my career is a stay-at-home mom.
Right on.
Shit is not looking good.
Yeah, be like, already your story's not tracking, honey. So
Yeah.
so right on. All right, do you guys have anything else you want to say about this movie?
Surprised at
people should
how
watch
big the cast was. Like there were a lot of like known names in here for a
Right
movie that
on.
I'd never heard of. But yeah, I don't. It's you can pass on this movie, I would
Right
say. Like
on.
you're
So
not missing aside from Keanu Reeves' like wonderful hair and everything, and like
mhm.
him saying the N-word, which caught me off guard. Like
Oh, you're right. You're right on.
like there's really
So
nothing. You know what? Katie Holmes naked. I guess if you wanted to see Katie Holmes naked, you could watch the last 10 minutes.
right on. All right,
But that's
Betta,
about
You
it.
can
so
go to
you would not.
that one website that tells you where all the stars are when they're new,
Yep.
and then you can just fast forward,
Mr.
watch
Skin.
the booby scene, and move on. Huh?
Right on.
Mhm.
It's all Mr. Skin. Okay.
Yeah.
I did have a subscription one at one point in time. Anyways, I was 20, like 3. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Vetta, so you would not recommend this movie, Vex. Vetta, would you recommend this movie?
No, I'm kind of the same place where I'm like, it's fun. I mean, I guess if you want to, like, you could probably turn it into a fun drinking game. But I say that about every bad movie.
Right
like every
on.
time she pulls out a tarot card and holds her hand over it, it's like, I'm just not getting anything. You could just be like, or
Right on.
whatever.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I would recommend this movie just because it's just I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. Every time that trial scene, there was a trial scene, I was having so much fun with it. I was like, this is good. I was like, I can't handle it. It's utter nonsense, but it's so good. Utter nonsense. But yeah. So, all right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna wrap it up. All
Mhm.
right. But I first, Vex, you want to tell everybody where they can catch you out at and everything?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter and on YouTube at Vex Electronica, all one word, no capitals. Uh, that's about it. I'm
Right
on a
on.
lot of shows week to week.
You
I
are.
put out videos. I think by the time this comes out, it'll be around the time that Madam Web is out, roughly. So there will be a Madam Web review if you want on YouTube if you're interested. But that's about it. Thank you for having me,
Oh
both
no,
of you.
I'm so happy you came. It's always fun to see you. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. If you do listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please give us a 5-star review, you guys. It helps us out so much, and we would really appreciate it because it helps us out monetarily. You know what I'm saying? We'll also be posting the video version, like I said before, on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us there on YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, we have started a Patreon, you guys. And we have plenty of different levels to suit whatever needs that you're interested in. And the link for that will be in the description down below. On our Patreon, we go through series and everything through franchises. We've done Scream, we've done Sex and the City, we've done Jurassic Park, we've done the Bring It On series and everything. And those will go up at when we do them the following season and everything. But most importantly, guys, I just want to say, don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye.